My name is Stephanie Brown. I'm the Associate Director here at the Women's Inn at Pine Street Inn. We have women that are homeless and they don't have any other recourse for shelter. So we're here to provide that. But on top of that, we're here to provide any type of behavioral health support, social services, as well as any other care that we can provide to help someone become self-sufficient and hopefully obtain housing. The team is amazing. I mean, we have a lot of very dedicated and diverse group of individuals that work here. Always say that our staff is as diverse and dynamic as the guests in which we service. They all come from different walks of life and life experiences, which brings such an enrichment to our guests here as providing services. But they're very dedicated in the work that they do. Our teams are led by some amazing supervisors who are always advocating and looking for services that are appropriate for our guests. And the guests here are just as amazing as well. They're very persistent, great advocates for themselves. The relationship and bonds that they make with the staff here is very instrument in them progressing outside of the shelter. And the team provides such a coaching and nurturing environment. So the relationships that are built there last far after the guest has moved on into housing. We are so lucky to have some guests that keeps us up to date on how they're doing in housing and how they're progressing and new life events, which is, very rewarding, and it's something great for our team to be able to experience. I think people are really surprised at how many individuals we're able to service. We are able to shelter right now due to COVID 81 people, but we also service far more than that based upon the people that interact with our shelter on a day-to-day basis. So that could either be like over the phone through a triage, or it could also be providing people with referrals to neighboring shelters or agencies in the community. So, our hands reach far more than just particularly who resides here. Our response to COVID has been to reduce the capacity of beds that we have here within the shelter. So we went from a capacity of 120 beds down to 81. In doing so, we've been able to really instill some social distancing practices. We've also enacted opening the dorms earlier in the day, so when we have women that are returning to the shelter, we're able to provide spacing that's adequate for our population. We've also have rearranged some things in the lobby area so that individuals are not too crowded amongst each other. We'll never be able to get it just right, but enough that there are some very favorable distancing amongst each other. In addition to that, we're trying to provide more services. We can't do really one-on-one, but we are able to provide things in smaller groups and using the space that we have available to the best of its ability. It's amazing that we have several guests who have recently or in the very past they call every now and then, and they leave either a voicemail or a message letting people know that they're doing great. Some have also updated us on maybe they've had a new grandchild, or they've been able to go on a trip, or see family that they haven't been able to see in a long time, and they've been so thankful that they've had the opportunity to do that based off of the services and support that they received here. So it's great, and it drives home that it takes a village, and we're all playing a part in someone's progression out of homelessness. We are working hard to end homelessness, and that the support that Pine Street as a agency provides is amazing. However, we need whatever support or services that you can give, be it small or large, to help us in this journey, because we can't do it alone. we definitely need the support, the encouragement, and the collaboration of our community. So. I would recommend that you, one, sit with the individual and figure out what their concerns are. We understand housing insecurity is a thing, but there may be other resources that are available. Family reunification, sometimes through a phone call or some consistent discussions, individuals are able to reunite with their family and look at those. I would also check and see if there's anyone else, family, friends, that it's a safe environment that would be able to bring this individual in on whatever basis, it being short term or long term. In the event that none of those are actual attainable, they can contact any of the emergency shelters through the Commonwealth. And particularly for Pine Street, they would need to contact our triage department, and they will be able to talk with someone over the phone and look at if Pine Street will be the best fit for this individual or if there are any other options that are available.